When you see this particular equipment that I am holding right now, you know that this video is going to be about asthma. And why is that? This small tiny equipment or tiny pump that I have called asthmatic pump is such that it is controlling the life of so many people around us. So many people who are suffering from asthma have become literally become prisoners of this equipment. Now the thing is, with respect to asthma, when you hear someone is suffering from it, the first thing that comes to your mind is that it's a lifetime disorder, that there is no escape from it, there is no hope. Once you get asthmatic lungs, you are never going to overcome them, and this particular thing is going to your lifetime life support. So if you don't have this, you might die anytime during an asthmatic attack. But is it really true that this tiny thing is the only thing that can save you during the asthma attack? More importantly, the question is, are we really going to accept that asthma is an incurable disorder? That this is the only way to survive throughout your life, taking those pumps again and again and surviving, or more like living a dreadful life in fear that any day your life can end if you this tiny thing is not with you. My name is Saish Prabhu. Welcome to my channel Becoming Wiser. And today we are going to talk about asthma. Note, this particular video that I'm making is not an absolute fact. In this video, whatever I'm going to share is my personal opinion, or more of like personal experience that I or our hospital has experienced throughout these 40 years of our practice. And through our practice, through numerous research and efforts that we have put forward in treating severe cases of asthma, for whom even this tiny pump is completely useless because they have become so addicted to it, body has become completely immune to it, and in a state where even nebulizer is not of any effect to those situations. And many a times these patients are in such a severe condition that with this pump also they are not able to overcome that asthmatic attack, and they need to be admitted to the hospital immediately and given severe treatments to help them save their lives. I will begin with a simple example of my cousin itself. Because my cousin, when he was young, when I was also young, I didn't know what asthma was. At that time, his entire family, so my maternal side, they were suffering from asthmatic attacks, and they had to be taken to hospital every now and then and given severe dose of steroidal medication to overcome those asthmatic attack, and slowly their health started deteriorating. And when, as we say, the asthma is a genetic disorder, although we are going to dive deep into it maybe later, but let us for now think that it is a genetic disorder that is coming from an older generation to you, sometime even skipping a generation. So when my cousin he started developing this severe condition of asthma, he barely could do any activity. Forget about any activity. He barely could eat a simple thing as banana. He couldn't eat ice cream. He couldn't live the life of a child the way he was supposed to be. Now, when you see such people who are suffering from childhood with severe condition of asthma, who are not able to enjoy the most basic fundamental right of a human being, that is breath, he cannot breathe. How can someone live a life like that? So this had troubled my father for a very long time, especially when my maternal grandfather he died due to asthma. He made his ambition, he made it his purpose to find a treatment, suitable cure, or so to say, a cure from the suffering of asthma. And as the research progressed, he finally decided to try set of protocol that he used through with acupuncture on this young boy, my cousin. And when he was treated with this treatment with acupuncture protocol, he was slowly developing his condition. His condition started becoming better and better. His attacks started reducing a lot. The triggering factor, we call it the allergens, were not as harmful to him as they were earlier. But still, whenever he used to do any kind of physical activity or when he used to eat certain food like banana or was exposed to cold climate, he would still have asthmatic attacks. So he started doing more and more research, and finally, when he reached a point where certain treatments were having very good effect on his condition, he was very happy with the results. Because today, my friends, I'm going to tell you, this cousin of mine is working on a ship abroad in cold climates, eating everything that is possibly available there, including banana, cold drinks, ice creams, everything. Does all kinds of workout like physical training, gym workouts, everything, and he's healthy. He's married. He has a child who is very healthy, and with God grace, they are having a asthma-free life. So my question is this thing that has blocked our thought process, has created a fake reality that asthma is an incurable disorder. Is it really incurable, or is there a hope that if you have asthma, you can probably end your suffering? I'm not saying it is a curable disorder. I'm not claiming that everyone can get rid of this problem. But what I'm saying is, when we say certain thing is incurable, is it really absolute? If it is not, why is this narrative built that once you get an asthma, it is incurable, you have to live with it? If you cannot say the same thing about a cure, how can you say the same thing about a disorder that might be curable? Because, my friend, this is not the only case that we have treated. We have treated several cases with respect to asthma, and many of them, you can say almost all of them, who have been thoroughly treated in our center have got rid of their problem. And you can see their testimonials on our website. The question still arises is that when you are talking about asthma, why is it that this particular dreadful disorder is making people suffer so much? Why is that a person who's probably born healthy can start developing allergies and start developing a severe condition like asthma? Another question is asthma really a genetic disorder? Is it really transferred from your parents to you? Or is it just a phase that you as an individual experience after you're born because of certain conditions, certain environmental factors, certain processes that are involved during the birth, etc.? If you really want to know the details of asthma, do watch my next video, because it is going to dive a little bit deeper and talk about how people start suffering from asthma, what are its symptoms, what are certain causes that can be prevented and also might help you overcome a severe condition. And of course, in this video, I have already talked about that there is a hope to treatment of asthma. Remember, it is said by a famous doctor or researcher that there is no incurable disorder, only incurable patients. What it means is that the disorder itself has a root cause to it. And when there is a root cause to a disorder, that means there is a solution hidden somewhere inside you. And if a person is bound by certain, if his thought or his ideas are stagnant, if he thinks or we are telling the patient that this is incurable, that might be the reason why the person is not getting cured. Or there might be certain factors that are hindering the process of recovering for that person. So an individual can have an incurable condition, but the disorder itself, asthma, cannot be called as an incurable disorder, and there are answers to it. And if there is hope, you can always try and to strive for a better future. Thank you. Do subscribe to the channel and do have a look out for my next video on asthma. Thank you so much. God bless.